Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, excuse me. And in tonight's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and very entertaining, if not slightly disappointing episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Now, before I begin, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you're not caught up on the Book of Boba Fett by the most recent episode, the second episode, which dropped today on Disney+, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, to get the disappointment out of the way, I felt really cheated and really upset with the Rancor tease. I legitimately thought we were going to get a Rancor. And when the cage was revealed, or the little sleeping area, I thought, oh, well, maybe it's a baby Rancor, but a Rancor all the same, just to scare this guy enough to talk, which the plan kind of worked, even though he gave them the wrong lead or the wrong person, because it turned out it wasn't the mayor after all. I felt so incredibly cheated that we did not get to see a Rancor, because it's my all-time favorite Star Wars creature or monster, whatever you want to call it. And I was really disappointed that it was just a ploy by Fennec and Boba to scare this guy into talking. I mean, it was a good plan, but I feel really cheated and very, very disappointed by it. Fortunately, the rest of the episode was very entertaining and very good. That my disappointment, while still there in the back of my mind, was kind of quelled over because of how unbelievably entertaining this episode was. It had action, it had depth, it had, Boba really starting to bond and working with the Tuscan Raiders. I love how The Mandalorian and now this show, The Book of Boba Fett, have expanded on popular alien races like the Tuscan Raiders and made them so much more than what they originally were. They're a culture, a thriving society. They have their ways. They have ways of communicating with themselves and with other races. They've got rules in their society. They're warriors. They dress differently. There are other tribes. I really loved how this episode just gave us so much more depth to the Tuscan Raiders. Plus, there was some pretty exciting moments when the Tuscans and Boba were fighting against those syndicate guys from shooting at him from the big speeder train thing. It was very westerny. It was like, bandits, or the heroes, the cowboys, like attacking a train full of bad guys or something like that. I don't know. I really liked it, though. It was a very entertaining episode that was filled with tons of cool alien species with all the citizens of Mos Espa. Was not expecting to see any Hutts. And then the other thing that made this episode a little disappointing was that earlier today, I did my best to avoid spoilers, and I did a very good job of that. But I did see an article talking about how fans were freaking out over the live-action debut of a certain character. I didn't know the character's name or identity. I immediately started speculating, could it be Hondo? Could it be Cad Bane? Like, who hasn't made their big live-action debut yet? And then as I was watching it, I didn't see anybody I actually recognized. I did see this badass-looking Wookiee where I was like, oh, cool, a Wookiee bounty hunter or mercenary. He looks scary and badass. I like it. But apparently that was the character people were exciting about and flipping out about, because I guess he's from a Star Wars Marvel comic from a few years ago or something. Karshan, whatever his name is. I don't know. I honestly have no idea who he is or what his story is. He looks cool, and he looks like a great formidable adversary for Boba Fett, and I guess bodyguard or henchman for the Hutts, who are twins, a brother and sister who were cousins of the late Jabba. So I wasn't expecting to see any Hutts in this show, but I guess it's not that surprising considering this is Jabba's old territory. Well, Bib Fortuna's and now Boba's, but they consider it still Hutt territory. But this episode was very good, very entertaining. I loved how exciting it was with the action set pieces with Boba, the Syndicate bad guys, and the Tuscan Raiders. And I really loved seeing Boba bond and really effectively communicate with the Tuscans. I love their little dance chant number they did at the end of this episode. I love seeing the female Tuscan Raider teaching him how to use his bow staff thing or whatever that was, and then his little trippy vision quest. I figured that was like his his like swearing in ceremony in a way. Like now he's a member of the Tuscan Raiders, even though he's not a Tuscan Raider. He's now officially one of them, which I thought was very cool. This episode had some disappointing beats for me, but overall I was very entertained and satisfied with it. And I thought it was a big step up from the first episode, which I also enjoyed, but this episode was just kind of slightly better for multiple reasons, despite some minor disappointments I had. But for the most part, it was very satisfying and entertaining, and that's really why I watch these shows, to be entertained, like most of us do. So I guess that's what I have to think of. That's what I thought about this recent episode of Book of Boba Fett. I certainly do believe now with this second episode that the show will continue to improve episode by episode. So I think the next one and the remaining ones are all going to be amazing, whatever they have in store for us. So what did you guys think of this episode? I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome rest of your night. The Book of Boba Fett drops new episodes every Wednesday on Disney+. You do not want to miss it. It's a lot of fun. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.